to look into the eyepieces of a microscope and see this world unfolding that is nature is just incredible. The fact that there's so much movement and reproduction and life happening on such a tiny, tiny scale, I think is quite incredible. What most people experience as a cell when they're having their formal education is so different from the vitality and diversity of what living cells actually look like. You know, if you open a biology textbook and there's usually a drawing of a cell, and it's kind of this round blobby thing with these colored bits sort of floating around in it. I understand that they need to be depicted in a standard way to start learning about the concepts, but to me, the cell models are like the Barbies of the cellular world. You know, they're an amalgam, they're an average, and no live cell that you would ever actually see actually looks like that. You know, just as no one actually looks like Barbie or Ken. I think the cell is this really extraordinary little unit of life because, you know, as we know, we're all comprised of cells, you know, billions of cells, and yet there's so many different jobs that a cell can do, and they behave in different ways, and they look completely different. You know, if you look at a cheek cell versus a cell from the lining of your stomach, they're totally different versus a blood cell. Cells also can do great harm. You know, cancer cells can wreak havoc with the body, and so it's a really fascinating unit of life to look at because they're so similar and yet they're also different.
When you're young and you're just sort of crawling around outdoors, things that move and are brightly colored or shiny or have a nice smell or stinky smell attract your attention. And, you know, you're like a born naturalist. You're looking at things and trying to make sense of everything and trying to figure out, well, how does a frog come from a tadpole, and can I watch that? A lot of people really like shiny, beautiful things like a morpho butterfly that reflects the light off its wings. But I think I have started to get more interested in what my colleague Kristina and I are starting to call charismatic microfauna. The fact that bacteria and other small organisms are often less charismatic than, say, a lion or tiger is partly why I enjoy working with them. People just think of bacteria as being invisible, and they're everywhere, and they can make you sick. These organisms are, in a lot of ways, more crucial to the energy and geochemical cycles of the earth than really large mammals are. They can make energy from chemical reactions and nothing else. They're kind of the most amazing organisms that are most versatile. Once I started to look at signs of bacteria in the field, it made me think more about how life originated and how long it took all these different life forms that are really easy to see, like squirrels and pine trees and stuff, to evolve, but that everything is going back to these ancient organisms that can live in almost every part of the surface and even subsurface of the earth.